Pretty good. Yo, what's up, y'all? My name is Joshua, aka Spro. Spro is short for espresso, which I got here in this little cup. I love comics and coffee, two of my favorite things, hobbies in this world. So Spro is the name that I go by on the internet. But anyways, today we are not here to give a coffee review. Today we are here to kick off a brand new series that I am calling the Not Hot Top 10 List of the Week. There are some pretty awesome comic content creators out on YouTube that do your top 10 lists of the week that are driven by data. What are the collectors buying? Why are they buying it? What are they speccing on? All based on data that they gather from various websites. However, I'm gonna bring you this new list that has nothing to do with data and everything to do with my personal analysis of the market and my own gut feelings, what I think might turn out in the future, books that I think have good upside, things like that. Why should you listen to me? Well, you don't really have to. I'm nobody really. I'm just somebody who puts a camera in my room, gets this scuffed setup, and tells you guys a little bit about my opinion and my perception of the comic book market. How do I come up with these books? Well, I kind of base it off of a couple things, kind of just, well, first of all, just whatever I'm feeling. Honestly, some of them are going to be books that you probably haven't even heard of in a while or haven't seen, or books that are like absolute sleepers. So just books that I have a keen feeling to. And some of these other books are going to be based on current comics that I'm reading. Sometimes there's characters in a storyline where you're like, dang, this is a super cool storyline, and this character hasn't really been in a lot of books recently, but they're really important to this storyline. I think that this character could have a big future in comics, movies, TV shows, whatever it may be. And the last thing is comic book covers. Obviously, I think that we're living in a time of variant covers, and variant cover artists have huge books out there that carry tremendous value. So sometimes if I just think a cover just has a lot of future upside, it could be a potential future Hulk 340, then I might also throw it on this list. Anyway, so that's a breakdown of what the series is gonna be. We won't get this intro for future videos. Let's get started with this list, starting at number 10. I got the Devil's Reign 1 through 6. Got them all here for you. I think that this is just a fantastic read. And based on some set leaks and rumors that we have for the upcoming Daredevil Born Again show, I think that it's going to set it up quite nicely for potentially seeing a Devil's Reign show on Disney+. So much fun in this. Wilson Fisk is mayor of New York City, and he has outlawed vigilantism, and some of our favorite superheroes get arrested. Wilson Fisk also hires the Thunderbolts to be his personal Avengers and to be the ones who enforce his law. So we get some really awesome battles. One in particular, we see Spider-Man versus Taskmaster. That's a fun one to read. Alongside the Devil's Reign, you could also look into Daredevil issue 595. You could probably find these books in the dollar bin at your local store or in the $5 bin. This is the first appearance of Kingpin as mayor of New York City. This is the A cover, and this is a cool variant cover. Devil's Reign, awesome read. Honestly, Chip Zdarsky is the man. He is hot right now. I know Daredevil's kind of like a sleeper book, but if you're not reading the current Zdarsky run, you absolutely need to get on it. You need to catch up. This ties into that run as well, so that'll help you, encourage you to want to read the Daredevil run. His run ends this summer, so you want to catch up and make sure that you're ready for the finale this summer. Coming in at number 9, we got Daredevil number 25, the first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil. Yes, I am a huge Daredevil fan, but this is the last time we'll see Daredevil on this list, at least for this week. This is an awesome cover. We got Matt Murdock behind bars, Elektra stepping up to the plate as Daredevil while he serves his time in prison. Again, this is part of the Chip Zdarsky run. I highly encourage you to read it. Find out, why is he in jail? Why is Elektra stepping up? If you're a Daredevil fan, an Elektra fan, if I've at all enticed you to figure out what the heck is going on in Zdarsky's run, you'll want to check this book out. I also just don't see this book out in the wild very often. I have a feeling that people are kind of sitting on it and just waiting to see what happens in the future. So if you're able to get a copy, if you see one in the wild at a reasonable price that you can afford, pick it up. Why not? I think it's a great pickup. Personally, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Daredevil 25. Arcade. If you don't know about Arcade, you absolutely need to know about Arcade. It is Squid Games before Squid Games was even Squid Games. He is crazy. When Marvel is ready to just ditch the Disneyfication of what they've done to Marvel Comics in the cinematic universe, Arcade will be the first villain that I hope that they introduce, because I think that there could be a lot of fun, dark, edgy things that they could bring that we have yet to see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel Team Up issue number 66 brings us the first full appearance of Arcade, as well as the first appearance of his Murderous Adventure Park Murder World, and also his first cover appearance. Again, this is the Marvel Tales version, but it's the same cover as Marvel Team Up. So yeah, you get his first cover appearance as well. As for Uncanny X-Men number 123, this is just an early appearance of Arcade. There's a small arc that goes between issues 123 and 124. But yeah, just a cool early appearance that is also worth picking up, I think, if you are a fan of Arcade and want to read more storylines. Arcade does make a cameo appearance in Marvel Team Up 65, but that book mostly belongs to Captain Britain, as it's his first appearance in US Comics, so I doubt that that book will ever really be considered Arcade's first appearance. I think Marvel Team Up 66 is the one where he'll shine bright, because it's his first cover appearance, his first full appearance, and the first appearance of his Deadly Amusement Park Murder World. I truly hope that we one day get to see Arcade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think it would be a lot different than what we're seeing right now in the Marvel Universe. And I mean, Squid Games was really successful on Netflix, so something like this could bring a lot of hype to Marvel. It is time to give my man Jefferson Pierce, aka Black Lightning, his flowers, because at number 7 we got Black Lightning number 1, the first appearance of Black Lightning. Black Lightning is the first black superhero to have his own solo title in DC Comics. Now let me remind you that the Silver Age of comics was happening at the same time that the civil rights movement was happening in America. Racial segregation was a very normal thing at this time, so it was not popular for these publishing companies to publish superheroes that were people of color. But amidst all of that, in 1966, we got Black Panther from Marvel Comics, who went on to be the first prominent black superhero in all of comics. And in 1971, we got John Stewart, created by DC Comics, who was the third human Green Lantern. And then in 1977, we got Black Lightning, the first black superhero in DC Comics to get his solo title. Black Lightning is an unsung hero, but he shouldn't be. He laid down the foundation for these diverse DC superheroes to have their own stories and not just to be a part of somebody else's. And barely missing the top 5 slot at number 6 is Howard the Duck issue number 1 and Deadpool's Secret Wars issue number 2, the variant cover, and you probably know what I'm talking about by now. It is the first appearance of Gwenpool. So this is a 9/8 copy of Howard the Duck 1. I personally do not have a copy of Deadpool's Secret Wars issue number 2. I haven't really seen it around in the wild that often, but I am keeping my eye out for it, and I will quickly pull the trigger if the price is right for me. But I do have a 9/8 copy and also a couple raw copies of Howard the Duck issue number 1. Gwenpool, her name is Gwendolyn Poole. She has absolutely nothing to do with Deadpool or Gwen Stacy. She was originally just created as a variant cover for Deadpool's Secret Wars, and people loved her design so much that they gave her a story. I also guess that I'm a big Chip Zdarsky fanboy, because this is also a Zdarsky story. Gwenpool is a really fun character. She comes from a universe where there are no superheroes, but there's comics, and she finds herself getting transported into Earth 616. And she has reality warping powers that are later retconned for her to become a mutant. She's a really fun character, also tragic at times, but overall it's a really fun read. I think Gwenpool overall has a really strong future in the MCU. I think it would be really funny for Marvel to bring in somebody from our world into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just bringing in somebody who's just watched the Marvel movies the entire time. From our world, and then all of a sudden she's in that universe. I think that it could be a lot of fun. Gwenpool's a super fun character, and I think just the things that they could do with breaking the fourth wall, where if she were to come from our universe into that MCU universe, would just set up for some hilarious moments and could just overall be a totally different meta of fourth wall breaking. All right, and jumping in the list to kick off our top 5 here is Batman 635. This is such an awesome cover. This is kind of a copium pick for me because I love the Red Hood design so much. I'm not the biggest Jason Todd fan, which, if you know this book, this is the first appearance of Jason Todd as the Red Hood. Like I said, I'm not a big Jason Todd fan, but I am a big Red Hood fan. At least this original concept that we've seen in The Killing Joke and also in Detective Comics 168. Now, I say that this is a copium pick for me because I can't afford a copy of Detective Comics 168, so I just go for this instead. But I think that this book does have a lot of upside because it is the first appearance of Jason Todd as Red Hood, and as we know, with James Gunn's new DCU coming up, he is kicking it off with a Damian Wayne Robin, which I'm assuming is going to mean that all the other Robins have already made their way through. So who knows what iterations of those Robins we will see. Potentially a Red Hood, maybe even a Nightwing. I don't know, but this is just a great cover. Again, like I said, a copium pick, but a fantastic cover with a little bit of upside as we see the first appearance of Jason Todd as Red Hood. Now this pick might be a little bit too high on this list, but here at number 4, we got the Books of Doom mini series. And we already know that the Fantastic Four are on deck to enter the MCU, and this past week we have rumors that Adam Driver has been cast in the role of Reed Richards. With the Fantastic Four coming, we can only assume that Doctor Doom is right around the corner as well. And the first appearance of Doctor Doom is an insane grail key that not many of us can afford, so I think Books of Doom is a good copium to pick as a second place. This is a 6-run miniseries that gives us the origin and backstory to who Victor Von Doom is and how he becomes Doctor Doom. It's a really fun read, and I do think that this could translate extremely well into a Disney Plus TV show. I mean, just look at these covers. Sorry, you got a little bit of the Mylar reflection there, but like, look at that. The fighting Reed, they're just the coolest covers, man. Like, it's so sick. Now, I don't think that these books are going to rise to incredible prices, but I do think that these are incredible covers, a really good story, and something that can help you get ready for Doctor Doom's entrance into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 3, I don't own this book yet. If you watched my last video of my comic hunting at WonderCon, I fumbled the bag not picking this book up. And the book that I'm talking about is Amazing Spider-Man issue 194, the first appearance of Black Cat. Man, I wish I had that book, but it's okay because I'd rather have a nice newsstand copy, and that copy was a direct edition. Black Cat is an absolute staple to Spider-Man lore, and based off how No Way Home ended, you know, his relationship with MJ has been severed in some ways, and so Peter is just really vulnerable, probably wants to move on, but is not really trying to move on, and I don't think Marvel would really give him another love interest yet. I don't think they're going to introduce Gwen Stacy, and I think Black Cat is just the perfect addition to where we find our MCU Peter Parker at right now. She could just take advantage of him and how vulnerable he is right now, and is not somebody who really needs to have like a meaning relationship with, but just kind of a fling as Peter deals with everything that's going on. We're going to see Black Cat at some point. And this book, I feel like, is sitting really, really, really low for how important Black Cat is. Again, she's never actually made her cinematic debut. Felicia Hardy was in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but they never actually did anything with it. We never saw her in costume. She was just undercover at Oscorp Industries. And she's kind of also been pretty low-key in the comics as well. So I just think that it's pretty quiet for her right now. So now is as good a time as ever to pick up a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 194. The top 2, my top 2 of Not Hot Top 10, and sitting at number 2 is, you all know this cover, Batman issue number 6 from the New 52 run, the first full team appearance of the Court of Owls. This book is incredible. This cover is incredible. I think that this book is severely underpriced. I think Key Collector Comics has it as like high grade is suggested like $60. We've seen the Court of Owls a few times across TV and video games, but we've never seen them in the movies. And we don't really know the vibe that James Gunn's DCU universe is going to have, so we're not quite sure how the Court of Owls will fit in there. However, I do think that the Court of Owls would be a fantastic villain for Matt Reeves' Batman universe with Robert Pattinson. The Batman was dark edgy, gritty, and it was very political. So the Court of Owls, obviously, if you've read the run, fit in very nicely. I'm not going to talk any more about it. You need to go read Batman the New 52 run if you haven't already. Also, just go take a look at all the first appearances in that New 52 run. There's a lot of them. Those books are always cheap. I see them in dollar bins all the time, so very much worth picking up. Number 1 on our list is a comic that you guys have been staring at this entire video, and I'm talking about Miles Morales, number 8. This is the best cover in the modern era, in my opinion, and guess what? It's not even a variant. It is just straight up the A cover for Miles Morales, number 8. This book is gorgeous. This cover is fantastic, and it's also the first appearance of the Assessor, who is a darker villain for Miles Morales. I personally think that this is a modern Hulk 340, but with far more upside, with it being the first appearance of the Assessor. I think that this book is just gonna skyrocket in the future. Again, I'm just a collector. It's just what I think, but this cover is just, I mean, you got the Into the Spider-Verse vibes. It's just gorgeous. Also, the second printing is equally as incredible. You can see my nice little setup there. I bought this raw off eBay actually, and I'm surprised I got it for $9.6. But the all black, this is actually the splash page of issue number 8. And it is just beautiful. Anytime I see that book at a comic convention or in a local comic shop for under $50, I grab it. I think I have that 9/8 copy, which I submitted in and it came back. And I think I have about 3 or 4 other raw copies. I'm literally hoarding these things because I believe in the future of this book. So if you see it at your local shop and it's within your financial means, go ahead and pick it up, because why would you not want a book this beautiful in your collection? That's been my Not Hot Top 10 Comics of the Week. I hope that you guys enjoyed the list. Let me know in the comments what your Not Hot Top 10 books are. Some books that you're specking on, some books that you love that you never see on the Hot Top 10 Books of the Week. If you enjoyed the video, do me a big favor and hit that like button. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscription button as well as that notification bell so you can be notified every single time that I upload a new video. My name is Spro. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.